An old conversation that I thought was dead a while ago has been rehashed. The whole educated, lame, Negro nerd conversation has been rebuffed. And I thought we was off that. I thought everybody was like, yo, let that go. We good. We look for solutions and shit. We ain't on that stuff no more. Apparently not. And ironically, the conversation is being brought back by people who said it needs to go away. But I think the problem I have with all this is that the conversation is shifting in the wrong direction because what's being talked about shouldn't be. But I did say a while back that a lot of these conversations that have happened online on YouTube and whatnot, they're playing out more on social media. Like you can hear a lot of the dialogues and stuff that you can tell that person follows that person on YouTube because they're using their language. So a lot more of these conversations are being had on social media. They've probably been had in like private Facebook groups. They've clearly been had over the last 10 years on YouTube. But they're being had more now in public discussion. Outside of just memes. So we got to go back for them folks. But the reality is that this conversation is kind of hijacked. The responses that I'm hearing online about the Negro nerds and the Negro female nerds, how that conversation quickly gets flipped over to that all the time. But we're going to talk about what the conversation should be really about and not what it is being about, this whole rehashing of stuff that we killed a long time ago. Anybody who's complaining about not getting picked, chosen, whatever, it's lame. We've already conceded to that point. But we're going to talk about what we should be talking about. All right, so what we should be actually talking about is not about the Negro nerds or the black men who are with white women, because I do distinctly recall many of the same women who've done 2-3 videos about this topic already, who've stated themselves they know why these nerdy wordy guys are over there. They've stated that the reason why you don't get picked is not because you're a geek or a nerd, it's because you're lame, you don't have swag. They've stated you're only over there because we don't want you. These are things that black women have said on YouTube not that long ago. They've said those things. But the conversation shouldn't be about that, right? The issue that is currently arising is that because people want to get rid of Kanye, right? They claim he's in the second place. Nope, he found a new me. And they need a new leader. And, you know, the Kanye of George Bush hates black people or doesn't care about black people, however he said it. They want that again. So the easiest thing to do to be put on this woke pedestal, which doesn't mean anything, is say America's racist. And then Donald Glover's new video, which the video's alright, the song's trash, but the video's cool. A lot of imagery, a lot of artsy stuff in it. You know, it's different. Childish Gambino. They want to put him on a pedestal. They want to re-erect. They want to, you know, tear down him. You know, like they tore down Jesse Williams not that long ago because he was making chicks' vaginas all moist with that speech he did at the BT Awards. And then him and his black wife, who I don't even know if she's black, she could be mixed too. You know, they broke up and there was images of him with that, you know, Nubian white queen, even though his mother's one too. But that somehow offended sisters and they was mad. They wanted to get Jesse Williams the hell out of here, right? What was that? I forgot his name, but the one dude that passed Jesse Williams the torch, the other activist dude who had a white wife too. Somebody said on Twitter, it's like the torch that he was getting passed was white women. That shit was hilarious. But they got Jesse Williams out of here because, you know, he was put up with King Woke because of his speech, and then he did something they didn't like him. Now Kanye, he was up there, and they want to get rid of him too because, you know, he's actually, you know, sparking conversations, misguided, not eloquently, you know, articulating himself, trying to get it out. But you know what I mean? I ain't mad at the man. But they got to get him out of here, so they want Donald Glover to replace his throne. Oopsie. You know, another one of these pro-black guys with a non-black woman. It's kind of getting fishy here. Why all these black guys that are socially conscious getting all this love have white wives? Maybe I need to think about that. Right. I remember when Van Jones asked the women who voted not for Hillary, you know, black and white women, like, why didn't you do that? You're a woman. That little gay whiny thing he does with the lips. Why didn't you vote for Hillary? You know, And she's like, nah, whatever. And I'm like, if I was that chick and you asked me now, I'm like, Van, you love black people? He'll say yes. I'm like, then why do you marry a black woman? See, that would be wrong to ask that. So why would you disrespect a woman and ask her why she didn't vote for a woman just because she has a vagina? But a lot of these dudes who have non-black wives who are put in these positions, and for some reason they stay being in the forefront. They stay being, up. I know I did a video a while back about Byron Allen, and that video got a lot more traction recently after he just bought the Weather Channel. But the dialogue in that video was, the whole conflict of him not having a black wife, and he's one of the few actual black billionaires in America, and the whole when he dies, this kid's gonna get his wealth and all that other stuff. But that video got more traction after the fact because, well, years later, it's crazy how this YouTube thing works, where if a person gets in trouble or something happens big, videos that you've done years ago start picking up more traction because his name is current event, is trending. But that was the whole dilemma. All right, I was going to do a big video back in the day when everybody was talking about the whole can you be pro-black and not date whatever, and after the whole Umar Johnson situation. But everybody was talking about it and I didn't want to talk about it, even though I had something planned for it. And the reality is this, though. It's like, I don't think, I'll say, if I do a video, I'll just say what I think, but you got to kind of question it. Like, it's so many of them. I don't even think we have to ask the question because I don't think they care. I don't think these men care whether or not they're seen in a positive light or they should be doing what they're doing. I don't think they give a shit because they keep doing it. We keep finding them. They keep getting put on pedestals. They keep getting elevated. But that should be the question. That should be what's being talked about, not this nigga nerd stuff or, geeks and lames and all that stuff. That shouldn't be the dialogue right now. Everybody talking about that instead of talking about, which I really want to talk about. A person tweeted out, why is this dude with a non-black woman being put on this pedestal for being woke? That was the first spot that sparked everything. That's what the conversation is about. Then the response, which Ebro did on Hot 97, and a lot of black women, ironically, this is the weird thing, yo. A lot of black women are sharing memes or, posts of men who are shitting on the educated lames and the nerds, saying they don't like you because you a geek and you're a nerd, you just a punk, you ain't got swag, you don't approach women, blah, blah, right? That stuff, right? I see more women sharing men shitting on the lames, but I see more women actually saying, yo, y'all wasn't checking for these dudes in the first place. I mean, and that's the conversation that should be being had. If them men hop the fence in peace, they're not talking trash about black women, they're over there doing their thing, they're still black men, so regardless, right, they're always in the limelight. He's an entertainer. And it's like these weird rules of you can't be in the forefront and all this, like all that stuff is dumb. You can't control or dictate that. They can, because, they're part of that culture. But that should be the conversation, though. Y'all want to talk about it. And that's not being had. You're not talking about that. And then for some reason, because someone said, well, don't worry about, why he's with who he's with, because you wasn't checking for him in the first place, which, again, on YouTube, the last time we had this conversation, women were saying the same things. The only reason why y'all over there is because we didn't want y'all. But when that dude is successful, then it's different. It's like you couldn't get you a sister. That whole thing. People were kind of fake offended at Donald Glover's episode of Atlanta when he showcased a situation that I've seen a million times. And somehow now that's negative or bad promotion for dark-skinned black women. But the negative promotion on Scandal don't bother you. On Being Mary Jane. On Girls Trip. None of that negative promotion bothers you on these reality shows. But you think that I'm supposed to believe that you feel some type of way about Donald Glover's negative portrayal of black women because he showed something that we've all seen. I'll play a clip, and she knows I recorded it, of a person we were talking, and she just went into that same speech. I heard it a million times. It is what it is. But since black folks are so quick to need of a savior, and they want to get rid of Kanye, some people are throwing Donald Glover up there, but he's got a lot of questionable moist things he's done, kissing dudes, and the jokes he's told. God forbid a comedian made a racially unconscious joke on stage, and now black women want to put him in the cancel culture category too. I think I put too much stock in these motherfuckers in the first place. And I think we have this lack of ability to let people be nuanced and you know, be all over the place, right? You don't have to be this, you know, straightforward, I ain't gonna never mess up or do something you don't like. Like, it's weird. Like, we don't know how to do that. We don't know how to disagree either. But it's like, yeah, I'm gonna probably do some shit if I was in a position that you might like my art. I'm gonna do some shit that you ain't gonna like. But it can't be like that. It's like, if you do the things we don't like, you're canceled. Or if you're that, and this is also the problem too, is we pick and choose who we cancel, right? We saw that Issa Rae situation, which I had no issue with what she said. Like, I thought, again, these are conversations we've had online that were finished, and I thought we conceded to those points already. And if you believe all the math and the numbers and they don't add up in black men and black women and all that stuff, you kind of understand what she was saying. I do think the problem with most men, though, is that tit for tat shit that we keep doing back and forth, is we know damn well if a black man had said what she said, it would have been issues for him. Career suicide. Remember on the Larry Wilmore episode where it was her and all these other women and other chick who was a swirler, they were being honest and candid about dealing with black men. Or Issa Rae said the same thing about the whole Match.com, the numbers and the statistics, and black women is not getting picked. She was making an educated, awkward black girl nerdy response. Think about that. She was saying the same thing, that, you know, I'm nerdy, I'm geeky, whatever. I'm not attracting certain type of black men type. She was making that argument, but no one went in and denied her experience either. And that's the moral of this, you know, videos. Like, you know, Terry Crews said something recently about black men are only evolved to be vulnerable when they die. I don't agree with nothing that motherfucker said. He's on some weird male feminist shit, but he's correct. Now, he's talking about that in the context of his sexual assault situation. Bro, you messed up. You should just punch a white dude in the face for touching you like that. You were better off doing that, because your career's over now and your case got thrown out. So you were better off just hitting the dude for touching you. It's that simple. Give him a little of that toxic masculinity that you speak against all the time. Look how that helps you. But yeah, I don't understand why the conversation shifted like this when we should be focused on what it's really about. It's really about the women. No nerds is up here talking about we ain't get picky, whatever. Women were the ones up there, and Ebro said it too. Why do y'all care about his spouse or whoever his baby mama is not being black when y'all wasn't checking for him in the first place? That's a fair question. So it goes back to the Umar Johnson episode too on Roland Martin. That's the dialogue that should be being had right now, not the nigga nerd lame stuff, because that shit is lame. We deny men's experiences. It is what it is. Nobody cares about a black man's experience. That's just real. Remember what Obama said in that Morehouse speech? He's like, yo, you know, racism, segregation, blah, 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 whatever. You got to get your shit done. Nobody cares about your issue. And Terry Crews is right. Until you die, then we can start an organization that we really want to promote lesbianism and all this weird LBG stuff, but we're going to use your dead black bodies to promote that. That's why we call them Black Lives Matter, right? You know that, right? You can go look that up. But he's correct. So since we're dismissing people's experiences, because that's what I'm hearing from everybody in every angle, not no real dialogues. I'm just looking at comment after comment after comment. Oh, this is bullshit. It's an excuse. Again, no one said that they were denied. They were blah, blah, blah. I'm acting like freaking Fantasia. I mean Beyonce. I can't talk. No one had made those arguments. I didn't see any posts, any tweets of that being said. I did see sisters, especially sisters with sons, saying, yo, and sisters who've dated Pookies and Ray Rays saying, like, yo, I liked that when I was younger and I don't like it no more. So it's like weird how, one hand, we deny the black male nigger nerd experience. We're acting like he doesn't get the brunt of the jokes and get played and get made fun of. They do. And the funny thing is, not just by black women, but by black men too. Remember before Black Panther was out and all the pro-blacks was going in, calling them nigger nerds, right? We gonna act like we don't. Black culture, black people don't make it difficult for black folks who feel like they don't fit in. That's why they go off. That's why they want to go to Starbucks and sit and have coffee with the future gentrifiers, because black folks don't make people who think a little bit different or a little bit awkward, a little bit weird, comfortable. They just don't. I don't understand why we ignoring that. That's black men or black women who are Negro nerds. Now it's the whole, I don't get the high school thing either, because everybody keeps saying, oh, y'all just mad because y'all got this, and that in high school. I'm like, did y'all have any experiences outside of that? Y'all ain't go to the military, y'all ain't go to Job Corps, y'all ain't go to college. Because the same things happen there too. It ain't got to stop at high school. And I'm going to keep reiterating that I didn't see anybody making those arguments. I saw outsiders saying, y'all wasn't checking for them nigga nerds when they was bums and geeky and whatever. And so when they get successful and rich, now you got something to say, and you shouldn't because you didn't want them anyways. That should be the conversation. No one's saying I chose this because this wasn't messing with me. Even though there are videos on YouTube of black women saying, I know why y'all over there, because we don't want y'all. Right? Y'all have said that. There are other black women who have sons specifically who are saying, yo, you know what? And they see their sons. They not raising them to be no Boogie and Ray Ray. He's probably a geek. He's probably a nerd. He's probably in her pockets every week to get some coins for Fortnite. You know what I mean? So she knows who her son is and what level he's going to be on. He sees when the girls come around and they playing him or using him and doing whatever. So they don't want that for their sons. That's why it was just weird seeing so many women sharing other women posts saying, yo, y'all wasn't checking for him back then, so why y'all tripping now? And then I see other women who want to discredit, and it's usually the female Negro nerds who are a little bit different, who are acting like, well, I had the same problem or whatever. Like, so, okay, discount the black male Negro nerds experience, invoke your situation saying, I went through the same thing, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, if we're going to deny people's experience, let's do it across the board. Let's not care about the Negro nerds who cry about who didn't get picked, whatever, right? We should be off that. Let's dismiss the colorless chicks who feel like they don't get picked because their skin is too dark. Let's, the fat chicks, everybody's experience, let's discredit all of it, right? Because I noticed this thing too when you listen to like so-called relationship experts online or people who trying to give advice. Say, when people call in with the complaint, the first thing we try to do is put it back on them, which I get that, I understand that, but every time we try to do that. And that's what it seems like when this conversation happened, that's what was being done to black Negro nerds. And I don't like the whole category of thug, nerd, and that's it, or lame, whatever. Like, I think it'd be a little bit more nuanced than that, so I don't even understand how it's just those couple categories. But it is what it is. I don't like the narrative that black women like thugs, but you have a bunch of videos on YouTube. Got a bunch of women who've admitted, even to Tamika Mallory, the Women's March chick, right? In her attempt to cock-block people questioning Mel de Blasio's wife for used to being a lesbian and a feminist in the 70s, probably still a feminist, and how did she change her mind and end up with this white dude? She goes, people change, and when I was young and a teenager, I was into Pickles and Ray Rays, and I'm not into that no more, right? We're going to act like that does not exist in our community. We can discount the black Negro nerds experience, but we're going to say that no sisters is messing with Pookies and Ray Rays in the hood. When sisters have done videos on YouTube admitting I'm from the hood, so of course I live in proximity, so that's who I was connecting with for a long time, right? It's just weird. It's like multiple conversations are being had and they don't add up when you just put it together. There should be no issue with Donald Glover making the video he made. The problem you have is not with him, though. It's with people trying to put him on the woke pedestal because black folks need this celebrity hero for whatever reason I don't know. How about let that man be nuanced? Let him be weird and quirky the way he is. He did something y'all like. Give him credit for that. When he does something you don't like, even if it's the skit on Atlanta where he was the white girl, again, a situation that I've seen and heard in real life, in real time, a bunch of times. But y'all fake mad about it. When this conversation happens every day. But yeah, I just don't, we were off this conversation. Man, we're looking for solutions. Anybody complaining about not getting picked in high school is lame and it's corny, it's trash. And guess what, black men? Nobody cares, right? We've been on that. We understand that. But I just don't like how the conversation has shifted back into denying the black nerd's experience when he's not. Period. We shit on black folks who do stuff different. Period. That ain't got nothing to do with gender. We do as a community. Call them weird, stuff like that. And now we want to act like every girl was a gamer and they were always into it, and there are a whole bunch of Negro female nerds growing up too, and we're gonna act like Negro nerds who are athletic don't have a different situation going on because they can mask their nerdness because they got a physique or they play sports or they're into karate or, you know what I mean? Like some people get passes. This is one chick on YouTube, and I followed her from the face. She was in the workout group on Facebook, and she's like a legit, like, weird, dorky ass, fine ass chick, but she's dorky, is goofy as hell. And I try to watch her video reviews and stuff, and I can't because she's just mad goofy. But she fine as shit, and I don't know a Negro nerd or not that would pass her up with all her quirkiness because she's fine. But people are saying, you know, the female nerd ain't got options and whatever, blah blah blah. And like, does she not? I don't hear women making that complaint. I don't hear them saying that, right? They'll find somebody. I think that, you know, in our community, because someone talks about, I remember listening to a podcast and the chick was talking about, she was offended the fact that men were complaining about fat women or kids and weave and whatnot, and she was triggered by that statement of the few men. And I'm like, why would that little, you know, comment section make you feel some type of way when you know in the community there's a bunch of men with women who have weave and are overweight and have kids? They're not getting passed over, right? The one thing you can say is a positive for women in our community of a lack of a patriarchy is that black men don't hold black women to the same standards the other races of men do, right? They just don't. That's one thing you can't critique black men about. You can't say that they're, you know, forcing y'all to go not eat and go on these diets and do all the other weird stuff to your bodies. Like, you can't blame black men for that. Because you have fit and shape dudes with sisters that, you know, got the little muffin top. And just because you put a cute shirt on a muffin top, baby girl, don't make it a cupcake. Got a lot of that in our community, right? A lot of fit and shape dudes with bigger women. Or women who need to go, you know, work out a couple days. That's normal in our community. Now the situation flips when we get older. The dude get like 40 and he let this shit go, and his, you know, his gut falling, and his, you know, hairline hits right. Then the wife for some reason want to go start working out and getting in shape when she's 40 because she about to be in heat at the menopause phase. But I'm saying, you can't ever charge black men with that whole making sisters keep up with some unrealistic beauty standards, stuff like that. Because when you look in the community, you don't see that, right? We don't see this whole single mothers complaining because they got kids they can't find nobody, fat women complaining because they can't find nobody. Like, that just doesn't happen in our community. But that's just my video. I hate that the conversation should have went where it should have went and not rehashing old stuff and people trying to discount the Negro black nerds experience when we know damn well, right? And I hate these narratives of every Negro nerd was looking for the Keisha with the fat ass or a girl, quote unquote, out of his league or whatever. Like, that's just not the case. It's not the case. A lot of men, more than you think, stay in their lane. A lot of men, more than you think, have attempted to get the girl with the bad ass and was bad. And like, yo, that's work. Like, the more attractive she is, the more shit I got to do. So you're like, nah, I'm going to go back over her in this lane. A lot of men do that. We're simple. I don't know how many times I've heard a chick complain about, well, why would he leave me for her? And I look better than her. Because we not dumb. Right? We understand the 80-20 rule real young. Real young. I think a nerdy geek dude, if he could actually pull the prom queen, and he got to compete with the jocks and the basketball players and the street dudes, you really think that they was on that? Like, come on. Chill. I don't know, man. Shit is just weird. Everybody, I'm looking at all the videos responding to it, just completely discrediting motherfuckers' experiences. I get it. I agree. It's lame to complain about those things, but damn. None of these motherfuckers got shitted on when they were younger and were told they were geeky, quirky, and motherfuckers want to fuck with them. None of them. And even if that was the case, they went where they were celebrated and not tolerated. You know what I mean? And they left, and they good. So it should be that. There should be no issue if his wife is white now or his girlfriend is white. That shouldn't be the conversation. He didn't put himself in the woke category. He's an artist. He made some art. We interpret it. For some reason, most black people like it. That's not his fault. And the fake woke, throwing y'all putting him on, he didn't ask to be put there. And it doesn't make sense for him to try to come at Kanye to be up there because he's in the same boat because his woman is not black either. And he said some crazy things in his comedy that people gonna look at him sideways. And he's done some moist ass shit too. Just like Kanye with the kilt. I don't know. That's my video. I'm out. Chill with the Negro nerd stuff. Stop discounting black males' experiences. It is what it is. It should not matter that his woman is white. He didn't ask to be in that position. We keep putting people in those positions because we want to follow them and share their work. And that's historically what we've done. Historically, we've put these men who happen to have non-black wives in these positions, and we get hurt about it later on because the optics of it ain't that good.
Glover slipping up after finding pics of his white baby mama that he never seems to share himself.
So you saying a black man with a white wife is slipping up?
No, but it's definitely an interesting trend on the rise. Among newlyweds, black men are more than twice as likely as black women to marry someone outside of their own race. I mean, look at all these successful black men who make iconic black art while eating Karen's raisin lace potato salad. Jordan Peele. Was Get Out about you? Yes, I realize that black women also marry white, but that's not what we're here to talk about. Plus, y'all think black women marry white because black men don't want them. Cocky much? Also, before y'all even go there, I, Judge Danielle, am not big mad over Donald's or anyone's white wife or baby mama, but some people are. Let's look at the tweets. Wait, Childish Gambino has a white wife and 2 kids? Can't take him serious. You know what white people are doing to black people, and you showed it in This Is America, but then you have a white wife? This isn't an unpopular opinion, but it also doesn't represent all black women. Sometimes our black men are not black enough for the black woman. So that's why our black men date out their race. Sir, goodbye. I can look at one more tweet, but let's make it positive. Imagine thinking that Childish Gambino is obligated to date inside of his race in order to speak out against current issues going on in America today. If you have an issue with his wife being white, then you are a part of the problem. People try to paint black women as angry when black men don't date or marry black women. Even Donald Glover has made that statement through his art. Look at this clip of Atlanta, where a black woman expresses her anger over a white woman being with a successful black man.
Is there a problem?
Not really. Saddled over there with your black man accessory, and I'm just tired of that story, to be honest.
Many of us are not angry like this, but there are some feelings. 1, some of us feel that we are being blatantly rejected. And 2, there are many cases where you see that Kanye West was a prophet. Because, take it away, Easy.
When he get on, he leave your for a white girl.
Some men like Kanye treat marrying a white woman like it's a prize or something to aspire to. The Root's very own Michael Harriot puts it like this.
What's up, Danielle? The reason the Kanye West line is so memorable is because we've all seen it happen. The idea that white women are a graduation present or a lifetime achievement award for black men is an accepted trope among black people.
Preach, Michael. Because at the end of the day, love is love, and we can love who we want.
Even if their ancestors owned yours?
You don't have to be married to a black woman to make fine art.
I mean, it would be cute, though.
I sentence us all to a challenge.
It's challenge day.
Lord M'Baku, not right now. You in hot water too, boo. Let it be known that this issue is bigger than Donald Glover or Kanye West. I sentence black men to look internally and ask themselves why so many artists who push the envelope of black creativity are married to white women. Is it because black men have been forced to base their achievements off of what white men have? or what they deem successful? Not saying, just saying. There's something there worth exploring, but it shouldn't be up to me as a black woman to call this trend into question.
Yeah, because it makes you look like a hater. And you are.
And don't try to make black women your scapegoat either, okay? Now, I know we all like to cancel our faves when something goes bad, but this time there will be no cancellations. If we cancel all the black men who married white women, we might run out of art to actually consume.
Whatever. You are a hater. But what I find interesting about this sister doing this video about, this is the root.com, right? And you saw the article, Boyce went in on them Root because they just did another article shitting on black men as usual. I mean, what do you expect? The Root, the Grill, Ebony S's Black Voices, Jezebel, for Harriet. They're not your friend, heterosexual black men. I don't know how many times I gotta say it. But I guess Boyce had a personal beef with them anyways because they've attacked him. But it's not just the Root. But the Root and several other so-called black websites have been all over the Meghan Markle situation and writing articles about how this is beautiful and this is, you know, giving black women hope. All this type of stuff is going on. Yet they can still post situations like this. Right? How can you complain about black men who happen to be with non-black women being pushed to the forefront doing socially conscious work, but you cape it for Meghan Markle? It don't make no sense to me. Let it just be great. Just respect the reality that everybody about to swirl and the black race is about to not exist. It is what it is. No, but serious note, that's hypocritical. They've done like 8-10 stories on Meghan Markle. That's just the Root. That's not including all the other websites. And you can still complain about dudes like this, which, when you look at the data, as much as she gave the information about how often men are willing to hop out, but the overall majority of black men who marry are married to black women. And they date black women. In their relationships, like, black people stay together more than any other group, meaning when they break up, they get another black person. Other groups don't do that. So, but you won't add that to your data, right? So how you frame it matters. But yeah, and Umbaka, man. I'm surprised the sisters on YouTube ain't getting along to that, because I seen how the haters, the black colorist chicks, were mad at Umbaka because this girl is not black, and all the women were flaunting over him, and she was mad at the other women for not, you know, pulling back their support. Don't go watch the movie because I'm petty and childish and I'm a crybaby, all that stuff. But when Umbaka said, some article, it was like just a clip saying that black women helped me get my confidence. I'm like, bruh, why? Bruh, you should just shut up, man. Why did you say anything, Umbaka? It's funny, this chick too, that's like, he went to school in my city. He went to the University of Buffalo, actually. And some chick was like, I wish I would have went to that school instead when he was there instead of where she went, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, yeah, his girl's Asian, shut up. Right? But it was weird. Why did he open his mouth and say some stuff like that? Like, that's the type of stuff, like, man, you might as well keep that shit to yourself, dog. Your wife is your girlfriend, Asian, your baby mom, whoever. You're not going to marry your sister. It is what it is. Stop. Don't say shit. Just don't say nothing. You got to be all lives matter. You can't be bigging up black women. That's the funny thing, too, because I remember, and I said this, I might as well just do the video about being pro-black and having non-black spouses. But, you know, I remember Zaza and the Advice Show were talking, and she was giving him advice, pun intended, on how to, like, compliment sisters and stuff like that. He gonna say, I can't do it because I'm a married man. I'm like, no, you can't do it because you're married and your wife is Mexican. So you going out there giving the chocolate sister compliments for her naturally, like the sister in the video, without looking at the screw face. You giving her a compliment and whatnot. But then, you know, you'll have black Mexican kids come out the store with your wife, and then she sees that, like, what value does it have? If you hop the fence, bruh, stay over there. Don't be coming back talking and complimenting. Let that shit go. I don't know what Umbaka was thinking. I'm out. Anyways, we done.